Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading. This is your mid-month of September 2022 predictions. So welcome, so lovely to have you here, Gemini. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, and rising to have a full picture of what to expect energetically during your mid-month and moving forward. But I would say, really, make sure you watch your rising sign. As astrologers explain, this will be the sign that will resonate the most with you. They'll all resonate, but really your rising, you'll be surprised that more often than not, it resonates the most. And the reason for that, as they explain, is because your rising has to do with your external world, what you experience in your outside world. So yeah, this reading is obviously for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So lovely to have you here. And I want to also mention that if you're interested in any of the decks that I use, do know that I list them down in the description box. A lot of you ask me, as I explain in every reading, you wonder, what is the deck that I've used in the beginning? You ask me these questions a lot, and what is the deck that you have used for clarification, and so on. And so for this reason, to make it easy for you, I always list them in the order in which these decks appear. Right, one final thing that I want to tell you, Gemini, before we begin your reading, I will link your monthly predictions for the month of September down in the description box if you want to take a full reading into what's happening during the month. It was very interesting. Yeah, make sure you check it out if you want after this reading as well. You'll find it in the description box. All right, so now that all your decks are ready energetically for your reading, let's take a look at what's happening in your mid-month of September. Whoa, right off the bat, 8 of Pentacles. Okay, you also have the Justice card. Wonderful. You have the Muse of Inspiration, which is the King of Wands. And you have, wow, 8 of Wands. Powerful energy in your mid-month, Gemini. You have the 4 of Swords. You have the Knight of Wands. The amount of wands in your reading. Wow. Okay. Looks like a very passionate time or very strong energy during your mid-month for sure. You have the Moon card. And you have the King of Pentacles. Lovely. Let's take a look at your oracle cards. So you have the Moon in Aries with protection. So lovely. You have... oh, you have Artemida. I think it's pronounced Artemis. Let me check once and for all. I get confused with her name. Okay, so her name is actually pronounced Artemis. Thank you, Gemini. Just learned how to pronounce her name during your reading. Thank you for that. But she's, of course, a wonderful goddess. And it's interesting that she pops up here because we see the two aspects of the goddess here. You have soulmates. Ooh, okay. And, well, these two want to come out. You have the moth and eucalyptus with an ending, and then you have the antelope and wheat with nourishment. Could they be the two sides? Interesting. Let's keep them here for now. Let's take a close look at your interesting month here, Gemini. All right, so Gemini, we see with the 8 of Pentacles in conjunction with Justice that you're putting in effort in the right direction this month. In fact, we see here that although things are moving quickly, every step that you take is very well calculated. You know what you're doing. And with the King of Wands, you are in control of the situation. You have everything planned out. You know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it. And you have a strategy, an overall strategy of the effort that you keep putting in. And so we can clearly see with the Knight of Wands that you're hunting something. And in fact, this is right in conjunction with Artemis. And Artemis is the goddess of hunt. But here is the catch, my dear Gemini. Let's put these up here so you can see things clearly. Artemis is depicted here with her two sides of personality. On one side, you can see her holding the lion, or the lioness actually, and you can see the part of her character where she's the hunter. She goes after what she wants. She's aggressive. She's out there getting what she wants, right? And on the other side, you see the deer, which shows the other side of her personality, which could be the victim sometimes. So here we see the idea, especially with the moon here as a transitional phase to the King of Pentacles, from the Knight, ambition, to the King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, ambition, King of Pentacles, actually receiving something big or achieving something big. Especially that you have the wheat here with nourishment. The wheat is planted in large amounts, and so it's a symbol for great wealth because it feeds the poor as well as the rich. It comes out in great quantity. So we see a transitional phase of you being very ambitious to actually going into the phase of creating very big results, the hunt here, right? Now we see that the very same strategies that got you where you are today, or are getting you to where to what you're creating, will not be the same strategies that will help you with the next phase of your life, Gemini. This is what we see in your reading here. In fact, here with protection, we see a warning. We see that the very same routines maybe and strategies that you're protecting could later be this very same thing that would victimize, or that would affect the great goals that you want to have, that huge level. The same things that you use in the beginning cannot be the same things or the same strategies that you use later on in the bigger times of your life. Otherwise, it would cause its end. It will not help you during that mysterious transition phase. An example of that, as we can see with a child, we help a child by making sure we protect them because they're vulnerable at that time, by making sure everything is clean, everything is sanitized, right? We're trying to protect them from illnesses. But that very same strategy, if it goes out of hand, if everything is too sanitized, they never get near any type of bacteria. Of course, you cannot do that, but you know what I mean. If everything is too sanitized, every little thing, then you're not allowing their bodies to slowly get introduced to bacteria and to slowly build their immune system. So yes, everything has to be clean. We have to make sure that things are sanitized, but at the same time, it can't be too perfect. Otherwise, it will affect their immune system, right? So yeah, we can see the idea of not letting the very same brilliant ideas or the same brilliant strategies that you're working on affect the next phase. Once you start noticing that things are changing, you're going, whoa, I'm under control, things are growing, things are becoming bigger, you have to realize that it is now time to look at the unknown, to look at the things that pertain to that type of to that new level that you're entering into, this new phase you're getting into, and to lower your protection in terms of opening up your mind. Looking for the new keys that will unlock this new phase. Just like in games. This is by reading, by exploring, seeing the feedback to what's happening. As long as you have an open mind to getting feedback, to looking at making sure that now the same things that you're doing are not getting exactly the same results, there has to be a pause and to think, okay, things are changing now. I need to look for that new key that will be my best friend, rather than holding on to something that may not be working, to see what this new phase requires, Gemini. That's the energy that we see during the month here. You're now leveling up. You're seeing great results to what you're working towards. Yes, don't let the feelings of being in control be that very thought that could later on hinder you from achieving the bigger things that you actually want. So yes, you're in control now. You're doing a marvelous job, Gemini. Continue at it, but be very sensitive with the moon here, with your intuition, or very sensitive to changes in energy in what you're working on. If you're excuse me, if the things that you used to get you the same results are now shifting and changing, you need to stop and ask why, and what is going on behind my back. Usually you have the scorpion coming out here. In this moon card, one of the dogs are noticing it. Something is different. Something is going on. I need to be careful with the new energies coming into my life, and I need to plan for them. I need to protect what I'm doing. And the only way to protect it is to have awareness and to look at what's different, and then create new strategies accordingly, Gemini. Very interesting month overall. With the soulmates, we can see that you're getting into a phase that you will absolutely love. Yes, you have to shift your mindset and be careful, but boy, Gemini, let's not forget the important thing here. There is a lot of success coming, as we can see in the horizon. We keep seeing the horizon here everywhere in your reading. There's a lot of success in the horizon, and it's certainly one that you are really dreaming of, something that you wished would happen for you, and it's coming true for you. This is a great month, September. We're seeing the idea of big dreams coming true for a lot of the signs. So yeah, look out for that, Gemini. Very happy for you. Such an exciting reading. Let's see what else to expect during your mid-month and moving forward. So Gemini, you have the 5 of Wands. Oh, 3 cards, right. So you have the 8 of Cups, the 6 of Swords. Oh, that's really cool, actually. You have the 9 of Wands. Okay, fine. What? All right. We'll just let the cards lead us. You have the Death card, the Page of Voices, which is the Page of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So what do? We take 1 card from here, and you have the Justice card. Really cool cards. Major Arcana here, ending your reading. Let's take a look at your Oracle cards, shall we? You have Saturn in Aries with risk. Right. You have Ishtar. Wow, another powerful goddess. What is up with you this month, Gemini? You have 2 goddesses showing up already. Again, the lion. Ishtar is, of course, known to be a very powerful goddess. Indeed. You're getting a lot of power this month, Gemini, it seems. And look at that. You have come to the edge. You're on, again, in your sign, we're seeing you're on the precipice of great change coming into your life. Wow, Gemini. You have the Vulture and Asphodel with upheaval. I'm not going to lie to you. I actually feel like this card wants to come out as well. Whoa, the Butterfly and Snowdrop with hope. So it's pretty good energy, actually. Right. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing a lot of things actually going on at the same time here in your reading. We see that there is some sort of argument or disagreement that you're having with someone this month, and you're like, oh, no, that's it. I'm walking away. I'm not getting any more of that. And it's kind of like that's the final thing. The final straw that broke the camel's back. But we're seeing you displaying so much confidence and power with that. You're like, towards the end of this, you're like, I'm not taking this anymore. And with the Vulture here, there's some sort of upheaval and a change to the situation. You're like, I've been taking so much of this. I'm not taking this anymore, and you're gaining control in this situation. So for example, if this is a colleague that has been annoying you for a while, not bringing their work on time, accusing you of things, and you've been letting it go, and you're like, this month, that's it, I'm not getting any more of this, things are changing, now there are new rules on how you give me the work, this and that, I'm really not going to be working this way anymore. And you're making a bold move with a certain person in your life in this mid-month, Gemini, and you're making a transformation, a great, you have the death card and the butterfly. You're making great transformation, bringing justice back to your situation. You're displaying a lot of power. This person we see in your reading is like, whoa, I did not know that Gemini had that amount of power or could change in this way. They're seeing you display power. They're seeing you being very serious about what you're talking about. And there's almost this instant regret, realizing that they haven't been serious, they have been playing, and realize that there are consequences to the silly attitudes or the immature maybe behavior that they've displayed in the past. And now they're seeing that things are slowly changing and they're not going back to the way they used to be. They realize that the situation has changed completely, and they're starting to think about their actions and regretting that they've brought it to that point with you. It's like you're all fun and sweet and nice, but you don't want to see your strong, not strong, your vicious side is what I want to say. And it's like, whoa, I should not have messed with this person. They really can display true power when they don't like what's going on. So yeah, you're changing your situation with this person. You're being bold with the vulture here, not afraid of showing strength, you know? And because of that, you're balancing out your environment. You're making sure that your environment is now clear and good for you to live or work, because you have the vulture here, and the vulture plays a big role in our ecosystem, where it eats the dead fish, making sure there isn't a spread of disease. So you're like stopping something that could have otherwise spread into something very annoying in your life, and you're like, that's it. It's not gonna happen in my life again. That's for sure not happening. So yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune, you're being comfortable in this new position, whether it's at work or at home or with a certain friend. You're really getting rid of this energy and balancing it out. In fact, we see the liver here, and that's cleansing of a situation. So good for you, Gemini, with this energy. Very proud of you, showing who you are and showing your strength in the situation. And while we're at it, let's get advice on what you are being guided to do exactly with this situation. You have the Queen of Wands. Show confidence, show power, do not hold back, which is really what I believe you're going to be doing. Show who you are. It seems like this person is not really educated on what you can do, who you can be, and what type of power that you have. So it's time, Gemini, to bring that power out, to show what you're made out of, what you can do, because with this way you're creating very strong boundaries that can never be crossed again. Again, 2 queens. My goodness, your advice is very clear. Now, with the Queen of Swords, you're being advised to carry on with the promises that you put in. So if you put out certain rules, certain boundaries, do not break them once you are in a good position with this person, because this is I want to say immature energy that's still growing, that's still maturing. And so this person has to see that you follow through with the promises that you're given. It's like, if you really disrespect me this way again, I will not be handing out this and that, because this is total disrespect. And even if you feel sorry for them, you have to hold on to these promises, because you have to teach this person to treat you with respect, and that comes before you feeling sorry for them. Once you teach them these boundaries, you can later on feel for them and do what you how you want to help them. But first, the boundaries have to be set in place. They should never be crossed, and then maybe it's time to help them. So Gemini, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I'm wishing you all the best of luck this month. May you have a wonderful rest of the month, moving forward to the next month as well. Thank you for tuning in. It was so lovely to have you around. And if you've enjoyed your reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book, Gemini. I know you're in this phase of doing great things, and this book could really help you out. It's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate, you won't waste time reading it, but you'll find that it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying this process. And so if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. And by the way, now there's also an audiobook if you love and enjoy audiobooks like me. And Gemini, it is always a pleasure. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!